Hey guys. Today is January the 7th. It is a Sunday. How are you guys doing? I want to know, how did you guys enjoy your first week of the new year? Was it disastrous? Was it motivative? Was it productive? What was your first week of the new year? Mine was a mixture of all things, right? Mine was up, it was down, it was good, it was bad. But hey, here we are still pushing forward. And I think that should be the most important element of this year. Now, for those of you who don't know, we are going to be doing a full show. And when we do a full show, we start our full shows with a quote of the day. And for those of you who aren't familiar with what a full show looks like, it's a show where we sit back and we discuss a series of celebrities and the different controversies that they have going on in media. And we just share our opinions on it. You have the ability to share your thoughts and comments on the YouTube page, where you get to see me along with the visuals, or you can just listen along on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. So let's start off with our quote of the day, which says, focus on the step in front of you, not the whole staircase. So a lot of times we don't realize that a lot of our hindrances in life comes from the fact that we're looking at the big picture, we're looking at the finalized product that we want, instead of taking the small steps on how to get there. And this quote came from the Homeboy Club. So just kind of wanted to touch bases on that there. So let's jump in to our stories. So everyone was kind of doing, bringing in their new years and stuff like that. And Megan the Stallion was also one of the girlies who brought in her new year's with a performance. I didn't touch on it last week, so I kind of wanted to touch on it this week, because Megan the Stallion should never be kept out of the loop. So let's watch her performance, and I'll try to play as much as I can due to copyright reasons. Breaking down that I had the whole world watching. But the worst part is really who watched me. Every night I cried, I almost died, and nobody could try to stop. As long as everybody getting paid, right? Everything will be okay, right? I'm waiting. So this is her doing her performances. She looks beautiful in her Nike outfit. She has on all purple, her bust down middle part, and it looks great. It looks fabulous. Megan looks great for her New Year's Eve performance, and it was great to see everyone kind of do something special for their own New Year's Eve performance. And I feel like Megan the Stallion never disappoints when it comes to rapping, her cadence. It comes when it comes to her performance and stuff like that. Because even just watching these visuals on YouTube, unfortunately, those of you who are listening can't see the visuals, but even just watching her visuals on YouTube, um, it looks fabulous. It looks fabulous. One sec, guys. Oh yeah, and by the way, I have this sickening cough, this sickening cold. So that's another reason why I didn't get to be as productive as I want to be. So she performed a lot of her songs, Body Yaddy Yaddy. She performed a lot of her songs, her new song Cobra. But I just wanted to celebrate Megan Thee Stallion and say, hey, girl, you did your thing like you always do. And that was what was up for Megan Thee Stallion on New Year's. Now let's move on to our next story. And according to the neighborhood talk, the Weeknd surpasses Taylor Swift to become Spotify's biggest artist in the world. Now, let me say this: anybody who passes the Swifties, excuse me, anyone is passing Taylor Swift, the Weeknd surpassed her. Excuse me? No way, Jose. It's surprising to see this happen, but congratulations to the Weeknd, because he does deserve it, right? And he has been putting in his work. So the numbers speak for themselves, and it is what it is, right? So let's move on from that. So now we have Jaden Alexis and Blueface, right? And according to the neighborhood talk, Jaden Alexis says her New Year's resolution is to put herself first, to be a better woman than she was before. So let's play what Jaden had to say.
Jaden Alexis, and I'm in the neighborhood talk. Hello, motherfucker. To be bigger, better than the woman I was, a better mother, and have fun. Shit, put myself first. You feel me? Thank you. Hey y'all. Oh, I'm single. We out having fun, celebrating the new year, getting this money. You feel me?
We business partners and we co-parenting and we're gonna make the best of the best situation.
No, I'm single.
All right. So there's a couple of things that Jaden Alexis said. Jaden Alexis said that, for the new year, she wants to be a better person, a better woman than she was the previous year. She wants to be a better mom than she was the previous year, which is all you could really ask for as a woman, a young lady who is in the industry, a young lady who is trying to get her feet wet and trying to get solidified in the industry as a rapper and take on a career path that you never really even expected yourself to have taken on. So, again, I will always say congrats to Jaden on her success with her song. Um, that song, I'm a bad little, I'm snip like a Barbie. Hips, hips, what hips, lips. That song, Barbie. So, with that being said, she also mentions the fact that she is now single, which makes me question. So, what is all the hype about Blueface, right? Krishan, it was always Krishan versus Jaden, or Krishan versus Jaden, Krishan versus Jaden, and I think this is a lesson to many women who feel like they should fight over men. You kind of shouldn't, right? Because when you do, it's just a waste of time. Because at the end of the day, Blueface is out here still living his life with someone random, some new person that we don't even know about. But it's good to kind of see them both being amicable and not taking that toxic route that Blueface and Krishan took. It's good to see them both showing up as business partners, recognizing that hey, the money's out here to be made, and that's what we're gonna focus our energy and time on. Right now, let's move on. So, according to its on site, they said, "Ah, we love to see it. Blueface father meets his grandson Krishan Jr. for the first time. Hey, we finally meet." So, this is what the clip is. So let me play it for you guys.
Hey, we finally meet. Do, 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 do.
It's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit surprising to see Blueface's dad pop up when he meets his grandson, right? Because you never really see Blueface's father in a lot of the different controversies and stuff like that. I think he like strategically stays out of the conversation, unlike Blueface's mom, who's always a part of the conversation. It's fun, and actually this is the first time I'm actually meeting Blueface's dad, right? So I think he strategically stays out of the conversation because of how negative the conversation can get. So I think he did choose a perfect moment to kind of present himself and support his grandson and say, hey, we finally meet and stuff like that. And it's something good to kind of see, even though Blueface is out here saying that he's not the father, he's not the father, he's not the father. I think it's good to see that um the grandfather stepping up to the plate and saying, hey, look, this is my grandson, and I'm going to do the best to kind of navigate the situation with everything that is being thrown out there, right? And they had a beautiful interaction. Let's watch the interaction again. For those of you who can't see the interaction, I'm sorry, but this is a beautiful interaction between um, Blueface's child and his dad.
Good night, good night, good night. Good night.
My question though is, I just picked up on something. Does he paint his nails blue? Like that's crazy. I think Blueface's dad paints his nails blue. Um, that's that's hilarious. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. The next topic comes from spiritual world word. Sorry, put spiritual word, not spiritual world, spiritual word, where they address smoking and saying that smoking cigarettes reportedly leads to brain shrinking and may increase your risk of Alzheimer's. So, moral of the story, guys, is don't be out here smoking. Don't be out here smoking. According to the spiritual world word, they say recent studies suggest that smoking cigarettes has been linked to the concerning effects of brain shrinking and a potential increase in the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. So, if you don't want to develop or increase your risk of Alzheimer's or shrinking your brain, then just stay away from cigarettes, stay away from smoking at all, because that stuff will influence you will not influence you, but increase your risk of Alzheimer's and shrinking your brain. And someone says, and I just caught this. Deborah says, cigarettes, alcohol, vape, hookah. To be honest, all of y'all are some way, shape, or form off in y'all selves. But I don't judge because I still eat my chicken every now and again. So I think I like that she did say that. She did include cigarettes, alcohol, vape, hookah, and we should include marijuana as well. In some way, shape, or form, they all have a negative influence or a negative impact on your abilities to perform to your best of your ability health wise. So we should all just be staying away from all of it. So that's just the how the cookie crumbles for this one. Now, let's check out what California is doing, right? So, according to Spiritual Word, California becomes the first U.S. state to offer healthcare insurance to all immigrants, costing taxpayers $3.1 billion a year. Now, for me, I don't have an issue with this because I feel like my tax dollars are coming out every year anyway. So it's like at least now I know that my tax dollars are going towards something. Every paycheck, I should say, it's at least now I know that my tax dollars are going towards something. Um, the only thing is, um, I want to know y'all's opinion on it because I know certain people would say, "Hey, you know what? It's fine with me paying more taxes as long as it's for the greater good of the country, as long as it's for the greater good of the state, as long as it's for the greater good of the people that needs the help." And then there are some people who believe that, "Hey, we shouldn't be helping because now it's costing me more money or this, that, and the third." And it becomes and it leads to something negative. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments if you're listening to this on YouTube. Are you someone who's okay with paying more taxes when if it means the betterment of your state, or are you someone that feels like no lesser taxes and it's every man for themselves? Share your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll start a discussion about this here. And again, I'm not going to dive too deep in the political stance of this because again, I'm not a political podcast. We just came across it, and I just wanted to hear you guys' opinion on it. All right. So where the hell were you when Kanye decided to share his wife, Bianca? So according to the Shade Room, okay, Kanye West shares some pics featuring his wife, Bianca. And for those of you who are on YouTube, you get to see the pictures. These pictures, I'm going to describe it for you guys who are listening to the audio podcast. These pictures are of her cha-chas out, like very revealing photos, very, very, very revealing. Um, in Kanye West's description or comment that he made, his caption, I should say, was no pants this year. And I feel like these photos were very not so flattering. I feel like Kanye West, as a whole, is such a dynamic, unique person as it relates to fashion. I think he can and is very good at coming up with things and can come up with something that doesn't involve so much nudity in what he is doing, especially nudity of his wife. I feel like you need to have a little bit more respect for your wife, for the woman that you've vowed to death do you part with. Like, I just feel like it just doesn't make any sense for him to continue to kind of like exploit her body and stuff like that. Like, yes, she has a beautiful body, but we don't need to know that. We don't need to see that. There's so many different outfits, so many different things, so many different ways that Kanye could put her together, that this way right here, where it's in a corset and a strap for a bra, is just not the way I think Kanye should be um introducing his wife to the world, because again, this is his first time actually introducing her to us, right? We've seen the paparazzi stuff, but in terms of him posting her, this is how you wanted to post her for the very first time, as this. I feel like, Kanye, come on, let's do a little bit better. But again, and I'm only saying this because I know what Kanye, the potential that he has and what he can do, right? So it's like, come on, make her look beautiful the way you know how to. All right, so it's on site. Post a question by Sin, and it says, if a female you mess with hygiene isn't up to par, would you tell them? If you had a female friend that you mess with, or a female girlfriend, and their hygiene was not up to par, would you tell them? I think the right thing to do is to tell someone when their hygiene is not up to par, whether it's the fact that their breath stinks, their armpit stinks, their private parts may stink, whatever part of their body is not hygiene in the way it's supposed to hygiene. I think the right thing to do is to share it with that person so they can fix that problem. However, it's a very difficult conversation to have, especially when you do love someone, because you don't really want to hurt their feelings. So sometimes we know better, but we can't really do better, or we choose not to do better because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings, right? And we don't want to destroy the relationship that we have with the next person by telling them something so damaging, because sometimes people don't know that their hygiene is off, right? Which is why it's always good to tell them, because then now you know. But then some people may take offense to it, and because you know that some people may take offense to you saying that, because if you say, hey, Kay, your armpits smell funky, and I'm like, wait, why? How do you mean my armpits smell funky? I shaved and I put deodorant on. What are you talking about? Are you smelling me, or are you smelling somebody else? You see how quick how someone could get defensive. So because they have that defensive nature there, and you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, we tend to, I feel like, as society, refrain from saying anything, but then we go about it in another way, and we'll throw it in the person's face when we get upset with the person, or we may talk about them negatively behind their back, which are also ways that you should not be handling a situation like that, right? But anyway, let's carry it on, carry it along. And I just do want to say, we have been progressing through these stories today a little bit quicker, because I don't want us to be here too long for the podcast, right? I don't want it to be too drawn out to the point where you guys are like, oh, what's going on, what's going on. So anyway, this is a clip from the Neighborhood Talk where Scrappy, um Chaotic, and Rashida's husband. How am I forgetting Rashida's husband's name? They decided to have a conversation about Scrappy and Bambi and Erica, because Erica has been now seen out with Scrappy a lot lately. So let me just play the conversation for you guys.
I seen when people down the road, maybe 2 years later, something happened, and then I ain't fucking with you, I ain't speaking to you because you was treating me shitty. But I'm cool with
So you basically saying 2 years from now he getting back with Ben?
Listen, I don't know what he doing, but I don't even want that out there. I am friends with Erica Dixon, and I'm friends with Ben. I'm friends with Erica Dixon. No, both. No, don't put that in the air though. But I've been friends. I ain't got nothing.
Look at your face.
I don't want that in the air. You know what I'm saying? Well, we want Scrappy to be loved. and we want him back in the relationship when it's time. We not
Russian
rushing.
is
He
in a
gotta breathe. He gotta
relationship
breathe.
with God.
No, I'm not, bro.
Okay, I ain't gonna say no name.
Cause it could be up in there.
Okay, Scrappy not.
He be up in there. He be
No,
up
he's
under
not
the
in there.
sheets with Erica Banks and stuff.
And you be up under the streets with Erica Dixon. You be in jacuzzis with Erica Dixon.
Yo, I
You
been
be on in Hawaii with Erica Dixon.
I was in
You
Hawaii.
be at the house with Erica
Oh, I was
Dixon.
in Hawaii.
You is in love with
No, I
Erica
had my
Dixon.
own room though.
You
She had her
is
own
married
room.
to Erica Dixon.
No, I'm not. I'm not taking no side.
All right. So they have a lot going on. Like these are definitely the real husbands of Atlanta. OMG. So I remembered his name. His name is actually Kirk, right? Kirk Frost. And so it's Kirk Frost, it's Scrappy, and it's chaotic. And they're having a discussion about Scrappy's personal life. And Kirk Frost feels as though him and Bambi feels as though Scrappy and Bambi will get back together. Chaotic, on the other hand, feels as though Scrappy is in love with Erica Dixon. Scrappy just don't want no parts of the conversation. He's like, why are we filming this? Why is it on TikTok? What's going on? I don't even know. I cop the plea. I plead the fifth. Like, that's kind of what I sense that's going on in the video. Um, how do I feel about the topic at hand? I just feel like Scrappy is a grown ass man, and these are all grown ass men, and they should just kind of let Scrappy do what Scrappy thinks is best for him to do and not try to tell Scrappy what to do, because there has to be an obvious reason as to why he's chosen to not be with Bambi at this moment. So whether or not he gets back together with Bambi or not, that's up to him. However, at this moment, he has chosen to not be with her and she has chosen to not be with him for very specific reasons. So I think if they're toxic together, they're better off separate. And if he does try to explore a route with Erica, then that's his decision and it shouldn't be judged, or no one shouldn't be telling him whether it's a bad decision or a good decision. You know what I mean? And they did bring up that Chaotic and Erica Banks, they be doing their thing. Erica Banks, I didn't know that Erica Banks and Chaotic were still together, but good luck to those two as well, because Lord knows, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Okay. But anyway, according to the neighborhood talk, they did get a snippet from JT, right? And someone says JT ate on this on that sideways verse. And JT responds by saying Sideways is a song, not a verse. And in 2024, I want to go from JT had a good verses, JT has good verses, to JT make good songs. So I feel like that is possible, and that is a goal for JT to get out of the category, because JT do get the name for having a good verse, right? You do hear what's that bar? What's that song with Moneybag Yo and the City Girls? I forgot the name of the song, but she starts off the song and that verse was the verse. I think that was JT's best verse that she's had, and she's always had good verses. And I think what JT also needs to recognize is the reason why her verses, and I'm sorry if you're hearing the noise from the children, I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can really do about it. But if the reason why JT, and I want JT to understand this, the reason why we do go to JT having good verses is because JT is a part of a group, right? And Carisha is a good, I don't want to say she's a good rapper, but Carisha is a rapper, a part of the rap group. And you have to take, when she does songs, she does it as a City Girls, right? So we have to realize that when you're doing songs as a City Girls and you're the heavyweight champion of the group, JT, and your verse is fire, but your mate's verse may not be as fire, then that's why you do have the linkage for having the best verses, or a good verse, or a good verse, or a good verse, and not a good song, because you do have Young Miami slash Carisha adding in on the song, and people do feel like Young Miami isn't the greatest lyricist out there, right? And she's not. So that's why you do get the great verses thing. And I get it, we're wanting to break out of that, but understand why you have been put into that box, right? And it's not that you're not a good writer or a good rapper. It's because you are in a group, and you are in a group with someone else who may not be as good as you, right? So that's my take on it. But hey, excuse me. wanting to have a good song instead of a good verse is definitely something that she should aspire to, right? And I'm not saying all the City Girls songs are trash, because Young Miami has brought her her best to a couple of their songs, right? But we're just seeing what responding to what JT said. Okay, so this is just Jaden Alexis and Blueface outside again. Yeah, just Jaden and Blueface having a good old time and stuff like that. Not really um worried too much, I guess, because Jaden is talking about she's single and all of that. Blueface is just looking at her like, okay, well, I see you single, and they're supposed to be business partners and whatnot. So, good luck to these two. Okay, so Scarlett, right? I want to know, how do you guys feel about Scarlett, right? I feel like Scarlett has great talent. I just think Scarlett needs a great PR team, a great PR personality, a person who can get her in line for her social media presence, because her social media presence is not the best. I feel like every time she goes live, it's always something negative associated with the live, whether she's talking crazy or doing something crazy on the live. I think she should not be going live. I think she needs a PR team to really help her in terms of how she looks off the stage, right? And here's why. According to the neighborhood talk, oops, Scarlett kicks a man out of her apartment for being a quick pumper. He put like two strokes in, and I'm pissed off. Now let's listen to exactly what Scarlett had to say.
Hmm? I'm not fucking nobody. Why are you still here?
Why you kicking me out like that, bro?
You leaving regardless. I'm not kicking you out.
Give me a hug.
Because I don't want to. You're crazy. You are.
You said leave it, I left out. I'm crazy.
Okay, bye. Yo, this nigga is fucking crazy. Yo, y'all. I won't be surprised if that nigga come trying to burn my motherfucking door down. Let me tell y'all what happened, right? I'm mad because me and this nigga in the bed, this nigga going nut. Like not even 2 minutes. He put like two strokes in, and that nigga going nut. So I'm pissed off. Like, why the fuck you playing with me? Then the gun fucking nut, and I'm just like, I'm done. I don't want, give me a hug if you love. He said, give me a hug if you love me. Why the fuck you gonna nut that fast? Like, I'm pissed off at you. You did bad, bro. You did not complete the mission. I'm pissed off. You wasted my time. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm kicking him out. And he don't want to go. Hold on. What? See you tomorrow or another week. I just gave you a hug. I didn't say I'm never fucking you again. Hmm? I'm not fucking nobody.
Okay, so see, I don't have an issue with a young lady having a negative experience in terms of her sex life, right? Because I think we've all been there, we've all done that, right? Um, my issue comes from Scarlett being a young lady that is trying to solidify herself in the rap game, right? So it's like, if you're trying to solidify yourself in the rap game, there's a certain way that you're going to have to move. And the way that you're going to have to move is going to be different from the way that you've been moving, right? you're going to have to move differently from other 20 something year olds. So other 20 something year olds have the ability to just jump online, talk shit and be like, "Oh my god, this guy, he came quick, blah 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 blah." But being the 20 something year old that you are and where you are going in terms of your career path, you do need a PR team to be like, "Hey, hey, hey, get off live right now. Get off live. Do not say anything about that young man on live. Do not say anything about your life on live, because now it's like, oh well, Scarlett, before we didn't know anything about Scarlett and her love life. Now we know that, okay, well, she's a heterosexual woman or bisexual or whatever her or sexual orientation is, but she's somehow in some way, shape, or form into men, right? Now we also know that she is having sex with men or whatever, and it kind of like, okay, well, is he your boyfriend? What is he? Now we kind of want to know more, where I feel like sometimes the less people know about you as a celebrity, the better, because then they get to make up all these different things about you, right? They get to paint you with their own paintbrushes or whatever and kind of idolize you in a certain way. But when you start giving out too much information about yourself and they do start to kind of zone in on who you actually are, it could some way, shape, or form impact you negatively. And again, it's not something positive that she said about this young man. It was something negative. So even if she said, "Oh well, you know what, I do have a boyfriend and he's cool and this is who he is," and blah 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 blah, it kind of started a feud between the two because she said something negative and I think he responded. So now we know who the young man is, what he looks like, and all of this different stuff that was none of our business in the first place. So I do think she needs some PR training, and she needs a PR team that will help her to know not to go on live, right? Even if not for the reasons that I mentioned, just for the optics of it all. Like, it just didn't look good to me. But I want to hear your thoughts. This is one of the stories I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on if you are on YouTube. How do you feel about Scarlett and this young man? Do you feel like it's a whatever situation? Or do you feel like me, where you feel like, hey, she needs a PR team so she doesn't kind of embarrass herself a little bit? All right. So this guy, right, decided that he was going to hand out shots walking down the aisle. So I'm going to paint the picture for those of you who are listening to this in on the podcast. So this man is dressed in all black and the audience is dressed in all black. So my thing is, are we going to a funeral or are we going to a wedding? We know that wedding is normally white and funerals are normally black. But then it made me start to question myself, Cleela, why is it that why is it that black isn't as elegant as white, right? Why can't black be just as fancy as white, right? Why can't black mean positive things, positive um why can't it have a positive connotation to the color black the same way has how it has a color the same thing as has the purity and everything of white, right? So it started making me question a lot of things. But the groom here is dressed in black, the whole audience is dressed in black, and the groom is walking down the aisle and he's handing out shots from a cart that he's pushing. So let me play the video for you guys. And he's playing T-Pain while he's doing this. All right, so let me mute that for copyright reasons. And he's just handing out shots, walking down the aisle. And it says this groom served, and it just went away. So I'm not gonna read it, but someone in a comment section says this dude looks more like a flight attendant than a groom. Someone said, "What in the Delta concierge is this?" And I think it was the wedding, the idea, the concept behind this was to be unique and to be different and to kind of show that, hey, we can wear the color black to weddings and still have it be elegant and not be a representation of something negative and only for funerals, right? Because why is black associated with funerals and white is associated with weddings and stuff like that? Why can't it be the other way around? And what is it? And I don't have the answer. That's why I'm even asking and posting the question, because that was one of the questions that came to mind when I saw this, right? But yeah, this man is doing things differently. And I would love to see what the bride had on. Oh my God, if this is how the groom is acting. But again, I also feel like with the wedding, if you're giving out shots, saying blame it on the alcohol, you have to realize how you're going to be starting off your life with your new wife, right? And if this is the way you choose to start off your life with your new wife, blaming things on the alcohol, then good luck to you, sir. Okay, so we have a clip here from Love and Hip Hop with Erica, and I think it's Diamond. Let me just play the clip for you guys.
Young Scrap.
Oh, and for those of you who don't know, let's just let me just tell you, give you a background information. So this is the new topic that we're talking about, and Erica DIXON is basically Scrappy's baby mother, and Diamond is Scrappy's ex-girlfriend, and they both seems to be dating Scrappy at the same time. But let's just play it. Let me just play it for you guys.
Come around and shoot my shot. I can do it better this time.
I don't know. He was that real good.
Yours?
Yeah, so just want to make sure we didn't cross contaminate.
You want, Young Scrap?
Come around and shoot my shot. I can do it better this time.
I don't know. He was that real good.
Yours?
Yeah, so just want to make sure we didn't cross contaminate.
You want, Young?
So basically, Diamond was telling that telling Erica DIXON that, hey, um Scrappy did perform oral sex on her, and she just wants to tell her so that they don't cross contaminate. So I guess Love and Hip Hop this season should be great. It should have some really good twists and turns to it as it relates to Scrappy, Diamond, and Erica, because it's been a while since Scrappy's had a fun season, and it's kind of crazy that we look forward to the drama, but it's just a time in his life where things are changing, right? And it is going back to Erica. So I kind of look forward to seeing what Erica and and Scrappy are doing this season, right? And I think everyone is, since the whole hot tub situation. But let me move on from that. Okay. So you guys know Tammy Roman, she's always doing a skit, right? So let me just play the skit for you guys that Tammy just did. And she says, I'm a black mother. And then this is the skit.
I'm a black mother. Of course, I'm going to say, turn these damn lights out. You don't pay no bills in this mother. I'm a black mother. Of course, I say, I brought you in this world. I'll take your black ass out. I'm a black mother. When you get in the car, don't ask me for no damn McDonald's. Of course, I'm going to say, we got McDonald's at home. I'm a black mother. Of course, I'm going to say, you cold? Put your robe on. You hot? Take the robe the fuck off. I'm a black mother. Of course, I will beat your ass and then apologize by saying you need something from 7-Eleven. I'm a black mother. Of course, I'm going to say, get your ass in this car, sit down, and don't say shit. And when we get to that store, don't you ask for a damn thing. I'm a black mother. Of course, I've had to rob Peter to pay Paul, work 3 jobs sometimes, fight for everything I got, because I am the most undervalued, disrespected, unprotected species on the planet. I'm a black mother.
So I like what she did here. It's a trend on, I think, if I remember correctly, it's a trend on TikTok where you say I'm a this, and then you explain all the different things that you go through being what you are. So as being a black mom, she says I'm a black mom, and then she explains everything that she goes through being a black mom and her perspective and the way that she see things. And I like this skit. I like Tammy Roman when she does these things. And actually, I would like to see her continue on doing these little skits and stuff like that, because it does give you either a key, or it gives you like more into Tammy Roman and what where her potential is, right? Because you don't want her potential to die down, right? So shout out to Tammy Roman on this skit that she did with I'm a Black Mother. And some of the things she said was funny as hell. I just didn't laugh and belly laugh the way how I did because I saw it a couple times before. But I'm a Black mother. Don't ask me about no McDonald's. McDonald's is at home, okay? All right. So the Shade Room reposted this thing that Meek Mill shared. So Meek Mill shared this message, and Meek Mill's message was: being gangsta will get you hurt, put in jail, or killed. Being smart will get you out of poverty and your family and friends living better. It's no comparison. Being smart is the only solid way out the trenches. Everything else is wide range, life risk just to survive. And I feel like a lot of rappers or a lot of people learn this a little bit too late in life. And it's not even about rappers, it's about people in general, people who are like in the trenches and stuff like that. They feel like, okay, well, when they make it out, they should still in some way contain or still have that trench life mentality. So it's kind of a good thing to see that he has developed a little bit more to say, hey, you know what? I don't have to have that trench mentality. I can just um have the mentality of a smart person and make it out and make my friends and family get out of the trenches and live a positive life. And it doesn't have to be thugs, gangsters, and in crime every 2 seconds. It could be peace, it could be love, it could be forgiveness, and it could be moving on. And it's not about ego, pride, and all of those negative things, because it could be about humility and just moving forward and just not um getting into these different pissing contests with people, because it can cost you your life. So I do like the fact and appreciate the fact that Meek Mill did share this message, because he does have a lot of people that does follow him to this day. And I think a lot hearing this from him and the youth having this message would be great for the youth to say, oh wow, Meek Mill is saying that. All right, then let me clock in to what he is saying, and then they'll be more wiser instead of just thinking about shooting and doing all of this bad stuff and all of that. But anyway,
Okay, y'all. So I was on
let's move on. Right, so this is a post from Sukiana, and she says, it says a content creator details her experience at Sukiana's show, and it says in air quotes, whole culture is going too far. Sukiana fan spread her box on stage. So let me listen to it.
Facebook scrolling, and I saw Sukiana had a club hosted in Vegas last night, I think. So y'all remember when Boosie was like, "Put your pussy lips on that if I get you $1 million." Well, one of Sukiana's little supporters took it too seriously. She on stage now, mind y'all. The man in the back, the DJ in the back, he telling Suki like, "Suki, show us the coochie." Yeah, mind y'all, the girl she bent over like this, butt naked, child. Sukiana behind her, spreading her cheeks open, all out. Y'all, why Sapphire come punching the girl, punching it, y'all. Mind y'all, it's people in the crowd tapping her. They tapping it, throwing money on it. Oh my God. Okay, y'all. So I was on Facebook.
Okay. So she did say that Sukiana did respond to this and say false news, and Sapphire never punched a girl's cooter at my show. So I do feel like I agree with this young lady that sometimes some shows, certain performances can take it too far, but I also do appreciate Sukiana clearing it up, right? So for those of you who are like, hold on, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Because I just had a moment of what's going on as well in my head too. Sukiana posted this post, right, of a young lady that you just listened to detail what she experienced at a Sukiana show. And she's saying, look, Sukiana bent over, people were tapping her coochie, doing all of this stuff to her private parts and stuff like that. And Sukiana is saying, well, hey girl, you didn't get all the facts straight as it relates to that, right? However, can I agree with the young lady, agree with both, and say, yeah, this young lady does feel as though the whole culture, for lack of a better term, or the culture of promiscuity has taken it a little bit too far. Absolutely. When you go to the point of your fans touching you in a certain way, when you go to the point of showing certain body parts and stuff like that, I feel like it is taking it a little bit too far. If you want to do that, stuff, then it's better off you go into pornography. Um, But outside of the promiscuity culture taking it too far, I do like the fact that Sukiyana does clear up certain things and say, hey, certain things that you are saying isn't fully true and isn't really the full truth because no one punched her anywhere in her cootie cat or whatever. So that's what we have going on with this. I just feel like all in all, we shouldn't be getting up on stage, bending over, showing ourselves a certain way. Like if you're a rapper, be a rapper. If you want to be a promiscuous rapper, be a promiscuous rapper. But there's no reason why you should be taking certain particles of your clothes off, shifting anything to the side, doing anything like that to show anything off. Because at the end of the day, people will go wherever you take it sometimes. If you do take it, if you do start to show yourself, your fans will start to be like, oh, okay, well, if that's what we're doing and that's the type of time we're on, then they'll start to go in with you. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's move on from this whole Sukiyana situation. I wanna tell my friends. Okay, this is a snippet from JT's new song. Hold on. About you. Something about the way you make me feel. Okay, so I like the fact that I can't play this song because I do not want to get hit for a copyright purposes. But JT, the other girl that's the darker girl that is in the City Girls, released a song or released a snippet of a song, and she's getting into like her singing bag, right? And I feel like Nicki Minaj does this the best, where she sings and also raps. So it's kind of nice to see JT doing the same thing, being inspired by Nicki Minaj to kind of like branch out into other things. So shout out to her for that, and I look forward to hearing it. I just don't want to play the full clip here because I don't want to get hit for any copyright. Okay, so this is like a debate, right? That has been going on between Fabio and Little Mabu, right? So according to the Shade Room, rappers Fabio Foreign and Little Mabu sparked discussion over the use of the N word in the latest video. So you guys know Fabio Foreign, he's the one that did the song with Nicki Minaj, We Go Up. Mabu now, Little Mabu is trying to like, he's like this Caucasian rapper who I know how I know Mabu, or how Mabu was introduced to me personally, was through the Krishan song that he did. I missed the take your then a trip, flyer out to New York. Something about Blueface. I took his baby. Something. You guys know that song, right? So that's him, right? So let's listen to what the debate is all about.
I'ma say it for him. You're not the biggest, I'm bigger. You just a broke little nigga. And I'm young, and I'm richer. 5 bands on a fit. 5 bands on a fit. Put your pillow looking like a tea bag. You can't say the word, I'ma say it for him. You're not the biggest, I'm bigger. You just a broke little nigga. And I'm young, and I'm richer. 5 bands on a fit.
So okay. So it's the conversation as to whether Fabio should be saying it for him or whatnot. And I feel like I'm just trying to read the comments real quick because I feel like there's no reason why in rap culture, if a Caucasian man is in rap culture and he is doing drill rap, there's still no reason for you to be saying the N word, right? It's like for me, right? If I go over to do Spanish music, there's certain words that I won't call Spanish people or say about Spanish people out of respect for them and their music and their culture. I feel like when I start to say certain words about if let's say I decided to be a part of the Spanish culture and I started using certain words and stuff like that, um I would be disrespectful to them and their culture. It's the same thing with Caucasian culture, right? If I choose to go into a Caucasian field or whatever the case may be, and I start using certain words or whatever that is insultive to them, right? Um and who they are, I feel like in music and stuff like that. I feel like it's a disrespect to the music and to the art. So I don't feel like this is something that Fabio should allow, whether you say it for him or not. It should have been you say what you say for yourself and he says what he says for himself. He should be creative enough to be able to rap without using that word or without you needing to say it for him. It's how I feel, right? But again, I want to know what you guys think about this on YouTube. Do you feel like it's cool for Fabio to say the word for him in the rap song, or do you feel like it's not cool for Fabio to do it, and because he's a Caucasian man, he shouldn't even be using the word? He should be creative enough to not disrespect black folks while trying to be a part of their culture. And I get it, he wants us to defend him, but it's nothing that we should be able to defend right here, Mabu. Like, you did a song with Krishan and you guys were fine. So it's like, why do you feel like now you have to become this controversial? And you know what, too? Let me add that part in there. People feel like people feel like saying controversial things and doing controversial things is just the new way to get a new in to culture, a new in to go viral. But sometimes it works against you, right? Because then you go viral for the wrong thing and you can't really get yourself out of that grave that you've dug, right? For yourself. So good luck to these two. It's nothing more that I really have to say about them. I just feel like don't say the N word at all. If you're a Caucasian person, and a black person shouldn't be saying the N word for you at all. But according to Spiritual Word, and I actually like Spiritual Word, it's a new page that I started to follow, and I really do like them because I feel like they be giving me insights into like different things. It's not just about the celebrities and stuff like that. It's so much different insight into so many different things. So with that being said, according to Spiritual Word, a study shows that people who stay up late are more likely to die at a younger age. So you know what that means? Tonight or 2024 and all the years moving on, try to go to bed latest 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Do not stay up all night long. Okay? It's not necessary for us to stay up all night long. We could just have a bedtime and a routine for ourselves. There's no reason for us to stay up all night because I don't want to die young. I want to die very old. I want to die at the age of 110. I want to live. I want to be one of those old folks that live and live in a healthy body as well. Not one of those old folks that live in a decrepitated body where it's like, oh, like I'm all old. I don't want to be like that. I want to be somebody who's like, ugh, a spring chicken when I get to 100 years old. Spring chicken, still do what I'm doing and stuff like that. So I just want us to um not go to bed too late and understand the implications of going to bed so late, right? But anyway, let's move the heck on.
Cedric told you when you asked.
Okay, I'm not gonna do the Cat Williams stuff. The Cat Williams things I have for a different I have a whole show just set for Cat Williams because Cat Williams, you went in. You went in and I want us to be able to digest everything that Cat Williams said in a separate segment. All right, so let's jump into this real quick, right? And Ti and Tiny are being accused of sexual assault yet again. So let me go into the story, right? So according to the neighborhood talk, the hell? Woman accuses Ti and Tiny of drugging her in a new sexual assault lawsuit. Claims Tiny forcibly rubbed her naked body on her while Ti stuck his pinky toe into her private area, her vaginal canal. Um, excuse me, what? What kind of stuff is y'all into over there? But and this is all alleged, right? This is what the lawsuit, this is the stuff that she said in the lawsuit, but it's all alleged because we don't know it to be true, right? These are the allegations that she's making against them. So Ti and Tiny now responds to the issue, and this is what Ti and Tiny says. According to the Neighborhood Talk, Ti and Tiny issued a statement amid women claiming she was sexually assaulted by them and had toes shoved in her vagina. On the heels of positivity, negativity rears its head. We are innocent. So the statement from Ti and Tiny was, on the heels of positivity, negativity rears its ugly head. This plaintiff has been threatening to file a lawsuit for 3 years. For 3 years, we've empathetically and categorically denied these allegations. For 3 years, we have maintained our innocence and refused to pay these extortionate demands for things we did not do. For 3 years, we've maintained the same position while the claims in this story have changed time and time again. Our position is clear. We are innocent for these fake claims. We will not be shaken down, and we look forward to our day in court. Okay, so it looks like Ti and Tiny are ready for this case to be over and done with. They've been dealing with the back and forth with this young lady for 3 years. So they're like, hey, you want to sue us? You want to take us to court? Then you know what? Take us to court. We're not new to this. We're true to this. We've been to court so many times where people have sued us and we've sued people. So you know what? We're ready. We're ready to clear our names. And you know what? I feel like that's the approach that I like when people take when they are being sued for something. To clear your name, right? Because some people sometimes when people hear lawsuits, they get scared. They be like, oh my God, a lawsuit, a lawsuit, a lawsuit. But a lawsuit is also a way for you to get your innocence out there and get it to be shown to people, right? So we have that aspect of it there. Now let's move on to Ti's pinky toe. This is Ti's pinky toe. Where in the heck is that going? Other than in his shoes, nowhere close to me. But you know what? Let me mind my business. I'm gonna mind my business.
People telling me I'm
So back on to the Scarlett situation, right? We have Scarlett yet again. And I should be telling you guys who Scarlett is because I mentioned Scarlett earlier and I didn't really mention who she was, right? And some of you are probably like, who the heck is Scarlett, right? Scarlett is basically a new and upcoming rapper in the industry who is trying to yet again get herself solidified as a really big mainstream artist, right? She knows how to rap, she has a good flow, she has a good voice, and she knows how to perform as well, or she is learning how to perform as well. She gets the name Scarlett because she has a scar on her lip. So Scarlett, according to the Neighborhood Talk, says people call her ugly and undesirable. Things like things like that make me feel horrible. So I personally don't think that Scarlett is an ugly girl. I think that Scarlett is a beautiful person. I just feel like Scarlett needs to get her social media presence under control. That's what I think. I think people associate the ugliness with some of the things that she says and does on social media rather than how she looks. But then again, I don't know where they're coming from. So let's listen to what she has to say.
not pretty. And that bothers me a little bit. Because I believe I'm beautiful. Somebody said, you are. You want me to feel bad about me or something? To tell me those things? I'm black. Yes, I sure am black. Actually, very black. But that doesn't take away my beauty. Because I'm the way I am. I could have been on The Color Purple. I feel like I would have played a good role in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make me feel good when you tell me that, guys. When you tell me I'm not pretty, when you tell me I'm ugly, when you tell me no man wants to sleep with me. Things like that make me feel horrible. You know that? It takes me back to when I was a kid. And it wasn't really cool to be dark skinned at that time. When I was a kid. You know? And in class, the kids talk smack. I'm talking about a kid before I learned how to fight and shit. Case call me things, tease me, tell me I'm ugly and shit. This is what you need to know. I'm gonna fuck you up. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing, bro. Like, people telling me I'm not pretty. And that bothers me a little bit.
So the thing is, Scarlett, you are a beautiful girl, and I want you to understand that. And beauty isn't just about the outside. Beauty is also about the inside as well. And I think we don't get to see your inside as much because of the portrayal or the rough external that you do have on social media and in your rap songs. So it would be nice to see the beautiful insides that you do have. And in this clip, I think I was able to kind of see a beautiful young girl just kind of express how she really feels about being called that, right? And it kind of piggybacks onto what I was saying earlier, right? Remember before I was saying that she needs a PR team? The reason why she needs a PR team is because had she not gone live, right, talking about that young man, saying that young man was a quick whatever, then she wouldn't have opened up herself to a a door of people now calling her one ugly, but then calling her two undesirable, right? And then now people are saying different things about her that if she hadn't opened up that doorway, and I know it sucks because people are mean on the internet and for absolutely no reason, which is why I feel like you need a PR team who's going to be able to see things coming from a mile away. If you do this, then that's going to happen. If you do that, this is going to happen. And if you do this, then that's going to happen. And I think she needs that so that she'll know not to go on live and say anything, because I feel like you opened up the gate for that when you said what you said about the young man, right? Undesirable, no one wants to be with her, no one would be with her sexually and stuff like that, because you opened up that doorway for them to say that, right? And I'm not saying that they're right for saying that. They're absolutely wrong, because how dare you say that stuff about someone, you know? But again, I just feel like people are mean and you need a PR team to protect you from their meanness, because they are going to say anything that they feel like they should say or whatever, especially being that you're a dark-skinned woman in the industry trying to get solidified as a rapper. And that's just my take on this. All right, Krishan was in the studio and she is trying to make a remix to Sexy Red my baby father. I'll show you how you turn your baby daddy to a side baby. Cover up, it's time you block his number, then you pop shit. All right, so I don't want to play too much of the song, but basically Krishan is doing a little verse on Sexy Red song and stuff like that. My baby daddy, F my baby daddy, if you guys know that song. Sexy Red, Krishan is trying to remix Sexy Red song basically, and it really did sound good. It's just that I really can't play the clip. Like, I really wish I could play the clip, but then I'm like, if she puts it out, then I'm gonna be hit for copyright purposes, and then now I'm second guessing that whole thing. Oh my god! So shout out to Krishan, and hopefully her and Sexy Red can come out with that verse. But let's move on real quick to this. Who saw the leap that took place with that young man and that judge? Did you see it? It went viral when he leaped on that judge. When she didn't grant him the bail, she didn't grant him the, not the bail, the release that he was looking for. So let me read what It's On Site had to say. Las Vegas man attacked a Clark County judge during sentencing on a charge of attempted battery with substantial bodily harm. And this is what the clip is.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else, because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court. appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a
So this man yanks the judge after the judge says that she feels like it's about time he experienced some real consequences for his actions or whatever she says. I can't really hear her because it was so low, but she basically said something about along the lines of he should kind of she kind of wanted to not grant him what he was asking for, and because of that he leaps over, like when I say leap I mean run and leap over and grabs her. So now you know you're not getting out of jail, right? You just assaulted a judge. Oh my god, Jesus. On camera. Good luck to this man because Lord knows he's gonna need it. He's gonna need it. He just assaulted a judge. And let me read the write up as to what its on site had to say. 30-year-old Deborah Reedon, a three-time felon, attacked Clark County District Judge Mary Kay in her Las Vegas courtroom during his sentencing for attempted battery. Video footage obtained by 8 News now investigators captured Reedon leaping over the bench and assaulting the judge. Despite the chaos, others intervened, subduing Reedon just before the incident. Reedon's attorney had requested probation, but Judge Huddas remarked, "I think it's time to he gets a taste of something else." Reedon had see what I mean? She had something else in mind for him. Reedon had previously had made threats on April 26th to bust the kneecaps of another man, assault resulting in subsequential bodily harm. So I feel like this man does kind of like no shade, no tea. Reading like you deserve to be behind bars because you and them in a Jamaica we say and them too nimble, reading, are you ready for just jump on a judge? So you ready for just attack the woman? So it don't nice. It not nice. It does. It's not nice, guys. So what me I gonna do is me gonna stop the show right here. So because reading, me no want you leap over upon me, but I am gonna stop the show here. We did discuss a few topics as it relates to the celebrities and the various controversies that they have been involved in, and we're going to continue to discuss these stories as they come up and as they unfold. Good luck to Reedon. He assaulted a judge, which is going to lead him in a lot of hot water that good luck getting out of, but he does in some way, shape, or form deserve some time behind bars because he seems like a very aggressive person. He needs to be rehabilitated. If not behind bars, he needs some kind of rehabilitation program for him. But anyway, off of that, again, just a reminder, today is Sunday, January the 7th. Our quote of the day was to focus on the step in front of you, not the whole staircase. So when we have a tendency to focus on the whole bigger picture, we kind of get thrown off by our goals, our dreams, and stuff like that because it's like it's too big, it's too much for me to focus on. Why did I have to put all of this together, all the different pieces? But if you focus on one little step at a time, one little step at a time, one little step at a time, then you'll realize that you've climbed to the 10th floor and you're like, hold on, wait. But if you had to run up the 10 the 10 floors, you'd be like, I'm not doing it. But if you just take one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time, by the time you're done, you realize that you've gotten to the top floor. Now, with that being said, I just wanted to let you guys know that I love you and we will chat next time. Laters, guys. Bye.